A 24-year-old finance YouTuber and self-made multimillionaire.
Is dropshipping finally dead?
If you try dropshipping with these traditional methods, you can still fail easily.
Your favorite dropshipper is lying to you. They're getting told which products are winners by suppliers they work with. But let's talk about this 24-year-old self-proclaimed dropshipping guru, millionaire, Sebastian Ghiorghiu. He became wealthy in only a few years from dropshipping, so let's see if he has any tips or value.
You have Jeffrey, who has no job, no skill, and this, according to a poll I ran on my Instagram, is about 27% of people that follow me. Then you have the average man, and the average man has $1,000 to $10,000 saved up. He might have an okay job, and this is 40% of people that follow me. Then the next level up is a Chad, and a Chad has $25,000 to $100,000 saved up, and he has an okay or pretty decent job, and this is 19% of people. And then finally, you have the Alpha Chad, and this is the Chad that shepherds all of the other Chads, the leader of the Chads, if you will, and he has $100,000 or more saved up, a business or a very high-paying job. Our goal is to essentially stop being useless and save between $1,000 and $10,000, preferably on the higher end of that, as fast as you can.
Thank you, Sebastian, for your helpful advice. But I'm going to come back to him later in the video, so for now, let's dive deeper into dropshipping. When it comes to dropshipping, no one tells you about the cons and hardships. Successful dropshippers will make a 10-minute video talking about how much money they made and how profitable it is, but they leave out the hard part. This is Austin Rabin, another young dropshipper with 5+ years of experience, but I want to see if he gives us more realistic advice.
Let's break it down to see how much we actually made or lost on this challenge. All right, so we had a revenue of $139.98 with Shopify fees costing $7.06. Advertising costs were $75.55 minus the product cost of $60 for both units shipped. That leaves us a negative $2.63.
I'm not telling you to give up your dream of dropshipping if that's what you want to do, but I am informing you of all the possible roadblocks that might come in your way. Jordan Woods is a very successful dropshipper and Shopify store creator, but his struggle to success may be exactly what you're going through right now.
So I had to max out my American Express cards and go to Wells Fargo and get a $10,000 line of credit just to keep myself alive. And by May of 2020, I had racked up $21,000 in credit card debt. And I remember I took a screenshot of my phone. In my Wells Fargo account, I had less than $100. I even had a bank account that had negative $3.99. And you know, it's funny, the reason why I took a screenshot is because I knew one day I was gonna be making this video and I was gonna bounce back. So I'm glad I made that dream come true.
You might start dropshipping and have $50,000 months back to back, but in a business like this, you can lose all that in just a heartbeat like him. So moving back to Sebastian, you can't be productive without managing your productivity. And I'm interested to see if he actually managed his time well or if he's just bullshitting.
Okay, so next is the quality of food. And this one is pretty simple. You want to just eat whole foods. So foods that are not processed, foods that have one ingredients like eggs, meats, you know, potatoes, corn, vegetables, chicken, beef, like all of that stuff.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
You need to sleep in a proper environment. So going to bed at relatively the same time, give or take a couple hours, is really important. Sleeping in a very dark room is very important. A room that is around 70 degrees temperature is preferable. And also you want to stay away from food and water right before you go to bed. And then on top of that, you want to stay away from any artificial light the closer you get to bed. Take some notes. In the world we live in today, or at least in the Western society, a lot of people are very, very addicted to dopamine, and we get so much of it, way more than we have ever gotten before. So our tolerance to it is much higher. We're used to it. And so if we do not get it, we seek it out much faster and in much greater amounts. Therefore, when we do boring things that don't offer us as much dopamine, such as reading a book or cleaning or making your bed or doing laundry or working on a business, it's very, very hard because it doesn't offer the same amount of dopamine as sitting down and going through TikTok, which offers a load of dopamine and is very easy to do. So you know, you have both of these combined, it's very easy to just fall into that trap. Or playing video games, like it's very easy to play video games and you get way more dopamine. So your brain's like, hey, do this, don't do that. So my point is it gets very boring to do the mundane things. Okay, so Sebastian, what do? You need to identify the areas of your life where you're getting the unhealthy dopamine. So very good examples will be like video games, will be like eating a lot of sugary foods and drinks, like sodas and sugary stuff all the time. Pornography is like absolutely terrible. And social media, of course. Social media is one of the worst ones that is out there. And this obviously depends case by case, but if you can identify something in your own life that's unique, then write it down. So now that you have all those identified, you want to slowly turn down the dial on how much you consume of these things. Most of you guys probably have heard of like the dopamine detox, which is like where you pick 3 days and you just remove all of it all at once for 3 days. But my preference would be to just turn it down and get you used to it and build a habit of living life with these dials turned down lower and lower and lower. I think if you do it this way, you have more control over it and it will be much easier over time.
That was actually a valid one. That last one was valid. Before you click off this video, I want you to ask yourself if you want to dropship because you love the idea of getting out of the 9 to 5, or if you're dropshipping because you just think this is the easy way to make money, because it isn't. You clearly have to be willing to learn, willing to fail, then get back up, and willing to grind and test new products over and over again. The scary truth about dropshipping isn't that it's dead or impossible. It's that to society, becoming successful in a field like entrepreneurship will make you look like an outcast that has failed the system.
You see, once you get a true taste of success in building your own business or entrepreneurship in general, you essentially become unemployable. You've now realized the true value of the dollar and what your time is worth. Even if all of Brad's businesses go completely into the trash can, he never again will trade an hour of his time for a set wage. He has the knowledge of building a business and what it actually takes to succeed. He now knows that if he works hard on something and dedicates his time and doesn't quit when he hits any little road bump along the way, he will persevere. And in the eyes of the education system and big corporations, Brad is ruined. I know this is a fictional, made-up scenario, but in reality, I'm Brad. I've been way too far removed from the corporate workplace to ever go back, no matter what happens to any of my businesses. It truly is a unique and freeing feeling.
My hope is that now you've gained some knowledge that you didn't know prior to clicking this video. I'm on the same journey as you, and you should remember that your top priority is to believe that you can be successful. After that, all things will come to fruition.